Max Verstappen, known for his assertive and occasionally controversial driving style in Formula 1, has earned a reputation as a troublemaker in the past. However, it's not uncommon for young drivers to exhibit a fiery nature on the track. In the current season, Verstappen has been dominating races, leaving little room for him to display the aggressive side that has characterized his reputation. Instead of engaging in fierce battles, Verstappen has often opted to secure a significant lead over his rivals, sometimes finishing half a lap ahead of competition. This approach has allowed him to focus on maximizing his own performance rather than engaging in intense on-track battles. However, recent accusations from Mercedes and Sky Sports have suggested that Verstappen deliberately sought revenge against Lewis Hamilton during the Austrian Grand Prix. These allegations raise questions about the motivations behind Verstappen's driving tactics. As the story unfolds, we will continue to explore the complexities of this fierce rivalry, shedding light on the motivations and actions of one of the sport's most talented and controversial drivers. Max Verstappen's dominance in recent years has been undeniable. The Red Bull driver has been winning races effortlessly, showcasing his skill and speed on the track. In the Austrian Grand Prix, Verstappen's superiority was evident as he comfortably finished 5 seconds ahead of second place finisher Charles Leclerc, even after making a pit stop for fresh tyres to secure the fastest lap of the race. Notably, he crossed the finish line over half a lap ahead of Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes, despite receiving a time penalty. What sets Verstappen's recent performance apart is the lack of intense battles with other drivers. For several months now, he has been outpacing his competitors without having to engage in close wheel-to-wheel combat. In fact, the Austrian Grand Prix marked the first time since Miami that Verstappen hadn't led every single lap of a race. His reputation for causing trouble on the track in the past seems to have faded away, as he now relies on his remarkable skill and speed to secure victories in championships. However, reports emerged that Toto Wolff, the team principal of Mercedes, was unhappy with Verstappen's racing style against Lewis Hamilton. This raised eyebrows because Verstappen had not been involved in a direct battle with Mercedes throughout the season. The incident in question occurred during qualifying in Austria when Hamilton was preparing for his final Q1 flying lap. Caught up unexpectedly, Hamilton was not warned by his team until Verstappen was right behind him. As they accelerated onto the pit straight, Hamilton started his flying lap, finishing it before Verstappen overtook him approaching the first corner. Verstappen's unusual behavior, not accelerating as expected and gesturing angrily at Hamilton, added fuel to the controversy. Hamilton claimed that Verstappen has abandoned his lap. The outcome of this incident was that Hamilton didn't have enough time to set another lap and was subsequently eliminated in 18th place, where he would start the first race of the Red Bull Ring weekend. Meanwhile, Verstappen advanced to the next qualifying season with the second fastest time. It's worth noting that despite encountering Hamilton in turn 10, Verstappen still managed to set his personal best time in the final sector. This incident has intensified the rivalry between Verstappen and Hamilton, raising questions about their on-track behavior and adding a new layer of intrigue to their championship battle. The aftermath of the incident between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton during qualifying in Austria saw tensions rise between the Mercedes team and Verstappen. Verstappen denied intentionally blocking Hamilton, explaining that Hamilton has impeded him into the final corner, causing him to lose valuable time. Verstappen acknowledged that he ran out of time and space with the two cars closely positioned, which was unfortunate. In his post-qualifying interview, Verstappen explained, "He blocked me into the last corner, so I had to brake more, and I lost 3 temps, so that wasn't ideal. I think it's not correct, but there were still a few seconds on the clock. I wasn't sure that the lap time was going to be safe, so I wanted to continue, but yeah, I ran out of time and space with the two cars like that, which was a bit of a shame." Verstappen's reputation as a fierce competitor on the track is well known, and it is highly unlikely that he is unaware of his lap competitiveness. His lap time in question was not only sufficient to progress to Q2, but also comfortably faster than the required benchmark, with a margin of over 0.08 of a second. Toto Wolff, team principal of Mercedes, took responsibility for the mistake, admitting that there was a miscommunication between their team and Hamilton, resulting in him not being properly informed to get out of Verstappen's way. He clarified that no one intended to impede another driver, as such actions usually result in penalties. He said, "Yeah, so I think the mistake happened on our side. Communication between us and Lewis didn't give him the right information to get out of Max's way, and I think no one wants to be in anybody's way, because if you impede, you're getting penalized, so that was not the aim." However, Wolff went on to assert that Verstappen's actions were intentional, describing them as a revenge foul. He claimed that the incident at turn 1 was not accidental, as Verstappen's deliberately ruined Hamilton's lap. On the other side, turn 1 was a revenge foul. It was just to make sure that Lewis's lap was ruined, so one was not intentional but the other one was intentional. While Verstappen may not have engaged in much on-track battling this season due to his dominance, his competitive edge and assertiveness remain intact. Naomi Schiff of Sky Sports echoed Wolff's sentiment, emphasizing that Verstappen's actions were a clear impeding of Hamilton. Schiff pointed out that impeding has consistently led to consequences from race control throughout 2023 season. Verstappen's decision to impede Hamilton despite the potential repercussions demonstrated his frustration and willingness to take risks. She said, "It's quite clear that that's exactly what it was. You can see his frustration from what we heard." Apparently, Max was saying that he didn't think the lap he just completed, that he felt he was impeded by Lewis in, would have been enough to get him through, so he decided he wanted to start another lap, and that's why he impeded him in turn 1. So if we choose to believe that, my concern is on the exit of turn 1 on the run up turn 2, he very clearly blocks him there as well, and I don't understand why he's done that. The clash between Verstappen and Hamilton during qualifying highlighted the ongoing rivalry between the two drivers. While Verstappen denied intentionally blocking Hamilton, Wolff and Schiff firmly believed otherwise, further fueling the intense competition between Red Bull and Mercedes. Naomi, sharing Toto Wolff's skepticism, expressed doubts about Max Verstappen's explanation for slowing down after turn 1 during the incident. She argued that even if Verstappen was concerned about his lap time and needed to decide whether to abort, he could have waited until later on the straight to ensure that he was out of Hamilton's way. Naomi believed that Verstappen's decision to stay on the racing line after turn 1 and not push, thereby ruining Hamilton's lap, contradicted his explanation of events. Naomi further highlighted the potential consequences of Verstappen's actions. She pointed out that drivers are well aware of the strict enforcement of impeding regulations this season. Given this knowledge, Verstappen had a lot to lose by intentionally impeding Hamilton, and his deliberate actions seemed to suggest a more calculated move, rather than a spur-of-the-moment frustration. Surprisingly, despite the history between Mercedes and Red Bull, neither team decided to take the incident to the stewards. While Verstappen didn't lose anything from being blocked by Hamilton, the Mercedes driver was knocked out of quarter 1 due to the incident. Although Mercedes chose not to pursue the matter further, they did inform the FIA, who agreed to address the incident during the driver meeting at the British Grand Prix. This serves as a warning that revenge blocks, like Verstappen's, will be penalised in the future. Verstappen's performance in Austria solidified his position as the class of the field, reaffirming his dominance this season. While other teams seemed to close the gap in the Canadian Grand Prix, Verstappen brushed off media reactions, claiming that he enjoyed reading articles suggesting that his competitors were catching up to him. He acknowledged that some weekends work better for him than others, and in Austria, Red Bull did a commendable job, resulting in a larger gap to his pursuers. Although Verstappen was fortunate to not receive a penalty during the sprint shootout in Austria, it would likely have made a little difference in the bigger picture. He currently leads the Drivers' Championship by a significant 81-point margin, and even if Sergio Perez failed to score a single point this season, Red Bull would still comfortably lead the Constructors' Championship by 51 points. Verstappen's aggressive on-track demeanour, strong-willed decision-making, and his disregard for media and fan expectations have contributed to his enigmatic persona. However, his incredible form in Formula 1 shows no signs of failure. He continues to dominate the sport, and challenging his race wins appears to be a daunting task for his competitors. However, the incident with Hamilton and the subsequent discussions raise questions about Verstappen's actions and whether he should have faced consequences for blocking his rival. Furthermore, it invites speculation on whether any driver can pose a serious challenge to Verstappen's race wins this season. As the season progresses, the clash between Verstappen and Hamilton will undoubtedly continue to captivate Formula 1 fans. Their rivalry goes beyond mere racing, embodying the clash of two exceptional talents and their contrasting approaches. Only time will tell how their interactions on the track will shape the outcome of the championship. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe to the channel and let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below.